What is going on, everybody? Paul James here. I just started talking and my mic was muted, so I had to do my whole spiel all over again. Let me know if you guys can hear me now, though. Give me some ones in the chat box. You should be hearing me. You should be seeing how to add on a service to your business or start a business from scratch that can put $500 to $1,000 a month in your pocket per client. Awesome. Lots of ones coming in. Great, great, great. And I should note that this doesn't involve complicated SEO or any SEO at all for that matter. So that's good news. Why don't we go ahead and start off while we're waiting for people to trickle in here and while I get things set up on my end? Why don't you just go ahead and say your first name and where you live, and I'll just kind of do some shout outs while we wait for everything to get set up 100%. Thank you for showing up early, by the way. For those of you who don't know, I am out of Wisconsin, and obviously I'm Paul James. So welcome, welcome. We've got Julian in the house, Carlos from NYC, Julian's from Germany, welcome. Phil from Las Vegas, John from St. Louis, Tito in New Jersey, welcome Tito. Kenneth from Orlando, Eric from the Philippines. I'm shouting off a lot. We got a lot of people in here, guys. This one really filled up fast, this webinar. It's been a little bit since I've done a webinar, but they always are more full than the last, which is cool. Some people said that the microphone sounds a little echoey. Does it sound echoey to anyone else? I'm wondering if it's maybe just an audio problem on their end. No? Okay. Must just be on your end. So hopefully you're good and you can still hear though. All right, guys. So we're going to go ahead and jump into it. I don't want to take up any unnecessary time. Again, we're going to be talking about today how to add on a service to your business or start a new business from scratch that can put $500 to $1,000 per month in your pocket per client. And it doesn't involve complicated SEO or SEO at all for that matter. So most of you know that I built a pretty successful consulting business from nothing while I lived in my brother's garage. Guys, at any time, if you notice that my slides aren't switching or anything like that, please let me know in the chat box because GoToWebinar sometimes bugs out, the webinar provider. It's just sometimes out of our control. Quite literally, like I was saying, I built this consulting business from my brother's garage. You can see on the left is the car I was driving, and I'm in snowy Wisconsin. And on the right is the actual garage where I lived in. And yes, Chris, this is the chat box. You found it. And like I was going to say, a lot of successful businesses were built in garages. I heard Apple was actually built in a garage as well. So that's kind of cool, actually. And as much as it sucked, it's, part of the story, and I have to take it for what it is. So, things weren't always that great, but I built this consulting business up. It's allowed me to do some pretty cool things. I was actually featured by my county newspaper. I don't know if all of you guys have seen this, but a lot of people may have seen this already. I was named 40 under 40 of the most influential people in my county, and you can see the newspaper on the right, from his brother's garage to success. So that was quite an honor, and something that building this consulting business it was able to do for me and kind of give me that honor. So that was really cool, and something that I was real proud of, a proud moment of mine. So that was cool. Also, it's allowed me to kind of be a best-selling author. I put out a book and was able to hit the #1 bestseller list, so that was pretty awesome as well. But more than anything, more than all of this kind of like cool accomplishments and stuff like that, the biggest thing for me is that it's the lifestyle it's afforded me to live. That's a picture of my wife and I standing in front of the Hollywood Tower of Terror. We actually spend 2 to 3 months out of the year. Like I said, I'm from snowy Wisconsin in the winter, and we spend 2 to 3 months out of the year going down to Florida, and we have season passes at Disney. Eric says my slides aren't moving. Guys, can you see my slides? You should be seeing a picture of my wife and I in front of the Hollywood Tower of Terror. Okay, Eric, it must just be on your end. Sorry about that. We like to get away from the Wisconsin winter, and it's a great way to do it. And, building a consulting business like that has kind of allowed me to, live the lifestyle I want and get to take trips like this and, have a business that isn't totally dependent on me being in Wisconsin 100% of the time. So I'd like to kind of share some of the things that have allowed me to do that on this call. So let me ask you, if I could show you how to start a business or add on a service to your existing business that you could charge business owners $500 to $1,000 a month for without having to have or learn any new technical skills, without having to do SEO, without having to slave over it, because this can be almost fully automated. Like I said, I spend a lot of my time in Florida and on vacation. Would that interest you? Let me know in the chat box. Give me some yeses, give me some ones. Awesome. Okay, lots of yeses pouring in. I thought so, but just checking. Okay, well, I'm going to need a commitment from you in order to move forward, because I want to make sure that, all of our time is valuable, right? So I want to make sure that we're going to make the best use out of this time today. So do I have your 100% commitment that for the next 30 to 45 minutes, you're going to turn off all distractions, you're going to put your cell phone away, you're going to close out of Facebook, you're going to close the office door, whatever it is you need to do so that you can focus on this. If you're like me, normally you have 100 internet tabs open, close out of them. In return, I'm going to break down this system and provide you with a ton of value. If we've got a deal, give me deal in the chat box, or give me 100% in the chat box so that I know we have a deal. All right, awesome. Quick earnings disclaimer, because, I have to do that. Throughout this presentation, I'll be throwing out a lot of big numbers, kind of already have, right? And big results that either me or my students have achieved. Please don't interpret this as a get-rich-quick scheme, because if you're here for that or you believe in that, this probably isn't the place for you. I only believe in hard work. I'm not implying that these results are typical or that you'll achieve the same results, because you have to be willing to take action. You can't buy a treadmill and just expect to lose weight. You're going to have to actually run on the thing. So like I said, my consulting business has allowed me to do some really cool things. I've had some pretty big months, but it wasn't that long ago that I was actually moving into my first apartment. I remember it like it was yesterday. We built up the consulting business to a point where I actually dropped out of nursing school, which I was doing at the time, and we decided that we were going to take the plunge into our first apartment. And this is actually the actual picture of it. That's a very, very small kitchen. It was the only picture I could find of, kind of the apartment, because we didn't take a lot of pictures for some reason. But that was a picture of the apartment, and I just remember it like it was yesterday. At the time, it just felt like such a huge accomplishment, because coming out of the garage and, being able to stop what I was doing with the nursing school, and I was working at Walmart part-time before I got all of this going as a cashier. So to be able to stop doing all that stuff and finally have something on my own and feel like I had some sort of, plan and control over my finances felt really good. But anyways, why I'm showing you this is because I moved into a new area of town, and shortly after I moved in, I had some awful tooth pain. My tooth was just really, really hurting. It was like some of the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. And basically, I needed to get it taken care of. And being that I was in a new town, I basically went into Google, like anyone would do that's in a lot of pain and needs to get into the dentist from a tooth pain. And I just typed in, dentist city, whatever city I was in. I typed in West Bend in this search, but I was actually in a different city at the time. So that's what I did. And I picked out a dentist to go to that was right down the block. They were literally like a block away. And I went in there and I kind of just started talking to the dentist, explaining what was going on. So the dentist delivers some bad news, but I also get some good news at the same time. What do you guys want to hear first? The bad news or the good news? The bad news. Okay, so the bad news is that I had to get a root canal. I had a filling in that tooth that basically the nerve died, and they needed to drill open the tooth and pull the root out and do a root canal. And that was pretty scary and really, really expensive. It was going to be about $2,000, $1,700 if I remember correctly. And the good news was, though, that while I was sitting there, the dentist was asking me a little bit about what I do for a living. And I kind of got into, how I'm into internet marketing and, how I built up this consulting business, or was starting to build it up. And they had brought up something, and they said, we've got this problem. One of our disgruntled employees left us a review, and the review is showing up now, and it's a bad review. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, this sucks for them. They've got this bad review. They say an ex-employee left it or whatever, and what can we do about this? So being the creative entrepreneur I am determined to help them figure out a way around this problem. So I had kind of a light bulb go off in my head at this moment, and I'm thinking, the $1,700 root canal barter. So I decided that I was going to barter my root canal that I really didn't have a ton of money to pay for, because I just moved into this apartment. My consulting business is starting to grow. It's time to, kind of pull up my creative entrepreneur skills and let's barter a deal. I'll help them take care of this review, fix their reputation, and in exchange, they'll do this root canal or part of the root canal for me. Kevin just says, fun, I just had a root canal. Sorry to hear that, Kevin. Yeah, no fun. Long 3 hours in the chair. I think I had multiple sessions. Not a fun time. I definitely hope I don't ever have to go through it again. So that's what happened. That was kind of the good and bad news. And through the remainder of this presentation, I'll be teaching you how I help them so that you can start getting paid to help clients with bad reviews too. So does that sound awesome, guys? What do you guys think? This is going to be a great add-on service that you can provide, and it's really, really easy to perform, actually. Okay, cool. So before we actually get into how it works, I want to talk about the why, like why you should care about this stuff, why business owners should care about it, and why it's a good add-on service. So 90% of people say online reviews influence their purchase decisions. So you can see kind of the source of where that was taken from, which is pretty insane when you think about it. And it makes sense because, you know, had maybe I not been in so much pain with, you know, the root canal and done a little bit more research, maybe it would have influenced my decision a little bit more. But I'm also kind of on the other side of things. I know that reviews that come in that are bad aren't always, they're not always real reviews, or they could be from disgruntled employees and stuff like that. But for the most part, I mean, if I'm looking for a place to eat and I go online and I see that they have bad pizza, I'm probably not going to go there, right? It's just probably not going to happen. The other interesting thing that I looked up and found was that Moz said in 2015 that 4 or more negative articles about your company or product appearing in Google search results is likely to cause you to lose 70% of potential customers. So by being able to perform a service like this, you're able to save 70% of the potential customers that they might be losing. So that's pretty big. But here's the big problem, and this is a big problem. Bad reviews don't always necessarily mean the company is bad. You know, like I said, people make mistakes, right? One mistake shouldn't cost the company their entire reputation, I don't believe. You also have hostile employees. I've seen this happen a lot. You know, the employee gets fired, or they don't show up to work and get fired, and they think, okay, I'm gonna go online and leave them a bad review, when they really shouldn't be leaving a review for something like that. You've also got competitors who maybe would leave a bad review to try to ruin their competition, and extortion and stuff like that. So there's just a lot of scenarios, and it's a big problem. And actually, you know, it's just something that really is unfortunate. The other problem is that customers usually only leave a review when they had a bad experience. You know, if you have a good experience, it's usually not the first thing on your mind to leave a good review. The saying is out of sight, out of mind, right? If you didn't have a problem, it's not at the top of your list. Hey, I'm going to go and leave a good review because I had a great experience. It's just not what you're thinking about. And that's just kind of human nature. And many business owners actually don't realize they even have bad reviews sometimes until you point it out to them, which actually works to your advantage because it makes it really easy for us to get clients. And we're going to talk about that aspect of it as well. So that being said, who here would like to know the 3-step system I implemented to help this dentist with their problem? Let's put some 2s in the chat box. I'm going to grab a sip of water. And yes, this is being recorded. All right. Yeah, lots of yeses. I see some 2s. Great. I just splashed water on my glasses. Okay. All right. Let's go over step 1. So step 1 is how I fix this problem, and how you can fix problem for anyone really, is number 1, you need to bring reviews to the attention of your client's customer base. So again, like I said before, remember that most customers have a good experience, but it's out of sight, out of mind. So you need to bring the fact that, hey, we'd really appreciate your review, and start encouraging people to ask them and leave reviews. So, you know, have your clients make that aware to their customers that reviews help them. And when customers have a good experience, you need to really hammer on them to leave a good review for the client or for the customer. So that's kind of step 1. The other thing is bad reviews can be buried. And here's what I mean by that. It's only normal for companies to have some bad reviews. You know, no one's perfect. Everyone makes mistakes. It would look very unnatural if there was a company out there that didn't have any bad reviews. So the goal isn't complete removal of the review. Instead, the goal of this whole thing is burying it with positive reviews. So it's kind of like a social proof thing. Like think about like a Facebook post, right? a lot of people are going to like the post, or maybe a YouTube video would be a better example. A lot of people are going to like the video, but there's always going to be, some people that dislike it, and that's okay. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But the goal is to bury it with as much positive feedback as we can. So this adds real legitimacy is the biggest thing. And again, nobody's perfect. So it just is common nature. It just makes sense. So here's one way that I like to bring attention to this and what I did for the client. So what you want to do is you want to give postcards to your client to hand out to the customer. So if you take a look at this postcard, it says, "What's on your mind? Leaving a review is easy. Your opinion is really important to us. We constantly strive to be the best, and we want to hear your thoughts about your experience with us today." And then we give them the QR code to share their thoughts. So that's how we encourage the good reviews. We kind of hand out these postcards. We push everything out there. We draw attention to, hey, we want reviews, we want reviews, we want reviews. So it's really easy to do that, especially like, let's say for a heating company, they go out and they do an install. And at the end of the install, they're like, how did everything go today? Were you happy with everything? And the customer's like, yeah, it was great. They hand them this postcard at the end and say, we really, really appreciate it if you leave us a review. So this is really easy to get set up. This is something that you can implement immediately. You can go on to a site like Upwork and hire a designer. You can see here the average designers are somewhere between $30 and $35 an hour. So it shouldn't take more than an hour to get a card like that done. So you can go ahead and get that designed, and then you can head over to get your postcards printed. You can see here that you can get 1,000 printed for like $36. The link to this site is pauljames.com/postcards. If you want to use that, you can write that down. Otherwise, you can just go on Google. There's tons and tons and tons of printers out there that will print postcards for you. You'll have them in the mail within a few days, and then you can hand those postcards off to your client. So that's step one, is bringing it to the customer's attention that you want reviews. But here's where step two comes in, and this is really where things get interesting and things start to really make sense. So step two is, now that you've brought it to their attention, you need to give the client's customers an outlet. So think about this. People at the end of the day, they just want to be heard, right? When someone has a good or bad experience, mostly bad, it's mostly because they just want to be heard. They want to know that the business owner actually cares about them and that, they are, remorseful for the bad experience that they had. If it was a legitimate bad experience or, whatever, right? So setting up an outlet not only helps the business owner get reviews, but it signals to the client's customers that the business owner actually gives a crap about them. So here's what happens. When someone scanned the dentist QR code that I showed you on the postcard, it goes to what I call a review portal. And the review portal is this little one-page website here that basically has the company's name. It says, "We value your opinion. Please take a moment to leave us a short review." And then it has a thumbs up and a thumbs down icon on it. And the thumbs up icon basically is indicating that, hey, I had a great experience with, whatever the dentist's name was, or hey, I had a bad experience with whatever the dentist's name was, or whatever the restaurant name was. So that's where the QR code ended up going. And here's just another example of another review portal. So are there any light bulbs going off for anyone? If there's any light bulbs going off right now and you're starting to kind of see how this whole thing works, go ahead and give me some ones in the chat box. There should be a whole lot of light bulbs going off. Okay, awesome. Lots of ones. Okay, great. So let me kind of further walk you through this, because I'm seeing this question come in, and I put it in the slide because I knew this would be a question we get. And a lot of people are probably thinking, but Paul, what if one of these customers we are encouraging to leave a review didn't have a good experience? So here's where step three comes into play. Step three is we're going to route or filter the reviews, and that's why I call it a review portal. And this is why this method works so good. So the review portal literally figures out, before the customer leaves the review, if they're going to leave a good review or a bad review. And it figures it out before they've ever had a chance to leave it. And that's why it's so amazing. That's why it works so well. So let me explain to you how it works. So let's say someone came to, the review portal and they clicked that they had a great experience. This is kind of what it's going to look like when they walk through the process. They're going to click the thumbs up button, and they're going to be directed to the review page to leave the review. So this could be the Google listing, this could be Yelp, this could be Health Grades, whatever site that they want more good reviews on, whatever site they need to flush out the bad reviews on. So it redirects them to it. So we already pre-qualified them because they told us their experience was good. We're taking them to a good review site to leave us a good review. But what happens if it wasn't good? What if they come on our review portal and they say, I had a bad experience at Family Dental Clinic? Well, this is where you want to set up what I call a contact form. So I use the plugin called Contact Form 7. I'm sure a lot of you guys have probably heard of it. It's a WordPress plugin. So you go to your WordPress plugins page, you search Contact Form 7, and you hit the install button and activate it. Once you activate it, you're going to create a contact form, a very basic contact form, and it's basically just going to have the name, the email address, phone number, and then you're going to say, please tell us about your experience. We want to correct it. So remember, again, customers just want to be heard, and we're giving them an outlet to be heard. And we're going to let them leave the review here. But what's going to happen is this review, instead of going on Google or Yelp for the whole world to see, we're going to send it off back to the dentist. So we're going to mail that review that they send to the dentist, which gives them an opportunity to correct the situation. So we set up a page. You can go and set up a brand new page on your WordPress site. I just labeled this one, sorry. I put a quick paragraph, quick sentence, I should say. We're sorry you had a bad experience. Please tell us what went wrong and we'll make it right. And then I put the short code from the contact form. And I got that short code right here in the blue. So you literally copy and paste that onto your WordPress page. And this is what the finished product looks like. So when they hit that thumbs down button, instead of going to Yelp or Google, they're taken to this page right here. So they're still given an outlet to leave that review, which at the end of the day is what they really want. And we have a chance to have our client make it right. All right, so guys, is this starting to click? Press 1 in the chat box if you're excited to like literally get off this call and start implementing this stuff. Lots of ones. Okay, good. I was really excited about this training today because I knew that this would help a lot of people and a lot of people would be really excited about it. All right, I got more to share with you. Okay, so everyone already said that everyone is enjoying themselves, but let me ask you this. If I could share with you a way to get even better results with this system to like totally transform the way it's done, would that interest you? Just give me some yeses in the chat box if that would interest you. All right, so I want to kind of walk you through a breakdown of kind of what's going on here. So the effects of time, trends, and technologies. That's basically the reason why I'm doing this webinar, because I want to show you a better way. I want to show you a way that's going to get even better results. But I had to show you the basic premise of it and how it all works in order for you to really grasp the concept of it. So let me ask you a question. How many of you guys have ever scanned a QR code? Maybe put a 1 if you've scanned one before. Put a 2 if you've never scanned one before. I'm just curious of how this is going to pan out. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of 2s. I'm seeing some 1s. I would say it's about 50-50 right now. Maybe even like 40% yes, 60% no. Okay, that's interesting. So let me ask you this. Now that I know, for those of you who answered that you have scanned a QR code, this question's for you. If you've scanned a QR code before, how many of you have ever scanned a QR code in the past year? Okay. So it's a lot less in the past year. So that's what I'm talking about. Not only have a lot of people not ever even scanned a QR code before because it was kind of a weird technology, but the effects of time and technology evolving has lessened the effectiveness of the QR code and actually getting people to the portal itself. Because the fact of the matter is there's so many people out there who have no idea how to even scan a QR code. And then there's even more people out there who aren't even like using it anymore. If they've ever scanned one before, it's just not something they're really doing anymore. So what's the solution and how can we still drive people into a review portal? Well, let me ask you another question. When's the last time you've texted someone? Just let me know in the chat box. When's the last time you texted someone? Maybe it was right before this webinar. Maybe it was, sometime today. Someone says 1 minute ago. Someone says today. Another person 1 minute ago, 2 minutes ago. An hour ago. Guys, you're not supposed to be texting during the webinar. You told me that you were going to put your phones away. I caught you guys red-handed. It's okay. I'm glad you're being honest, but I just wanted to prove my point. Okay, so here's how I turn the review portal on its head and into a text message conversation. So check this out. Instead of handing out those old postcards with the, QR code on them, now we hand out a postcard. Let's say that you're eating at a restaurant. We hand out a postcard that says 10% off your meal. We love our customers, get 10% off your next check. Text deal to blah, 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 whatever the phone number is. This is just an example postcard. Don't really text it, but you kind of get the gist of it. In fact, I want to show you, I've used this app called Texting Story, and it's pretty cool. It allows you to simulate a text conversation. So let's just kind of walk through the flow of how we've used text message marketing to do review portals. And we're going to kind of walk through this video. So they text deal, and we say, thanks for visiting, show this to your waitress, and you get the deal. And then we wait 5 to 30 minutes, whatever delay you want. Then we prompt the customer and say, thanks again for visiting. What's your name? Tell us our name. And we say, hey, would you recommend our services? Text yes or no. If they say yes, we ask if they would leave a testimonial. So they leave the testimonial, love the food, and the server was friendly. And then we say, thanks, it would mean the world if you could copy and paste it here. Boom. There we go. Now we've got someone over to leave a good review. But what happens if they left or if they had a bad experience? So let's simulate that. They text the code deal. We give them the coupon code. We wait 5 to 30 minutes. And then we say, thank you for the visit. What's your name? We grab their name. We address them by name. We ask if they'd recommend us, yes or no. They text no. Bummer. We say, we're sorry. Please text us what we could do better next time. They say the waitress was rude. And we say, thanks for the info. Please watch this quick video we made for you. And we send them an apology. How awesome is that? So what we've done now is we've turned the complicated review portal process and consolidated it all into a seamless, quick text conversation that happens automatically, hands off, and drives tons of reviews into the business owner. All right, so I'll share more about how it works, but first, I want to talk a little bit about client getting. So if this is making sense, guys, give me some ones in the chat box if you think that's cool and you want to learn more about how to actually set this up and if things are really making sense. I just kind of want to get a feel for everything. Okay, lots of ones. So awesome. I think it was a smart move by showing you the review portal first, because I think if I would have just jumped in and shown you this text message thing, it probably wouldn't have made much sense. Okay, so let's talk about this. This is a cool search string that I want to show you. You should grab a notepad and pen and write this down if you don't have one already, or you can take a screenshot of it. So this search string, site:/yelp.com, Pizza Milwaukee, you can swap that out with whatever niche and city you want, by the way. So if you want to search for plumber Chicago, you can put that in there. And then in text rating, :1.5. What this is going to do is you type that in Google, by the way. This is going to pull all Yelp listings that are for pizza restaurants in Milwaukee that have received a 1.5-star rating on Yelp. So you can take a look there. You're going to notice it still shows different ratings, like some of them are going to show 3.5 star. But what it's doing is that in-text thing that is in the search string, it's pulling all businesses that have received a 1-star rating or whatever rating you put. I put 1.0 in that scenario. So if Lolly's Pizza right there has received a 1-star rating, it's going to pull it. So even though it says 3.5 stars, that's their total average, they've received a 1.5 star or 1-star rating. So let me break down how this code works and how it's structured. So the site part basically tells Google what site we want to search in. And then the next part of the string is the niche plus city. And then the last part of the string, the in-text part with the rating, is the rating score. So you could swap any of this stuff out. If you want to search a different site, you could. You'd probably have to switch the rating thing up a little bit. But for Yelp, this specifically works really well. So if you want to search the niche dentist, you could swap out pizza for dentist. And if you wanted to search the city West Bend, you could swap out Milwaukee for West Bend. And then the rating score, actually, say you wanted to find any business that received a rating between 1 and 3.5 stars, you can put these 2 dots in between. So basically 2 periods. You put those in between and it'll actually find the rating, anyone who's received a rating in between 1 and 3.5 star. Because typically, anyone who's over a 3.5 star rating, I would probably consider that pretty decent. Anyone under 3.5 star rating, that's probably a bad review. So basically, you've got a whole list of prospects now. You can go and look at the bad reviews that have been showing up for them. You know, you can see here, placed order via Eat Street. They confirmed receipt, called Eat Street, and was told that sales called to say they were closing, but never told Eat Street to cancel the order. Why confirm an order that you aren't going to fulfill? And what you can basically do now is you can take that review, screenshot it, and send it to the business owner and say, can I help you fix your bad reviews? Right? So it's really, really an awesome way to get someone's attention. If you want to get someone's attention fast, show them a review and offer to help them fix it. Point out the pain, give them a solution to the pain. Let's talk about why this works. So this works so well because, number one, they may have not known they had it, and you're kind of bringing some goodwill to them right away by kind of pointing it out and saying, hey, I noticed this, let me help you fix it. The other thing is if they did know that they had it, they probably didn't know what to do about it or if there was anything at all they could do about it. And then this is the time where you get to show off your system. So at this point, you have a decision to make. And option one is you can incorporate the manual review portal website method, which I just showed you. You can hire a programmer to set it up for the customer each time you land a new client. And of course, it's much less effective results for your client due to an old, outdated QR code. Or you have option two, which I think is the much smarter choice, and I'm sure most people will agree with me. Option two is implement my seamless text message review portal, which is entirely automated, resulting in you setting the client up and allowing the recurring payments to flow into your bank account indefinitely while you do nothing. So once you set it up, you literally just kind of let it flow. You may have to print off more postcards once in a while, but other than that, that's pretty much the gist of it. Who here wants to learn more about option two, the automated text message review portal? Give me some threes in the chat box. Okay, lots of threes. Awesome. So let me introduce you to my new software called Rep Guardian. So I'm going to give you kind of a quick walkthrough via screenshots of what it looks like, and then we'll kind of do a more thorough walkthrough. So Rep Guardian is going to allow you to basically take your clients, has an account page. You can create a new account for every client you have, and it'll be organized into the accounts page for you to manage. So all their accounts are separate. So you have this kind of little area here where all of your accounts will be, and they'll be separate. And when you land a new client, let's say you land Bob's Diner for $1,000 per month, you come in here, you hit add new account, and you're going to start walking through the process. You're going to fill in Bob's details. You're going to fill in your Twilio account information and phone number. So we integrate with Twilio, and Twilio is great because you can go and set up a phone number. It's $1 per month to set up a phone number inside of Twilio. You punch in your information here, and then you're good to go. So after you punch that information in, on your dashboard, you're going to be able to see Bob's account here in this little drop-down menu. So whatever customers you have, you'll hit the drop-down arrow and you can select it. You can see all their stats, how many people responded, how many coupons were requested, or if it's a new client, you can come onto the options tab and you can hit setup and you can set up the text messages because the script is customizable. So the script has a general purpose, of course, right? Which is to filter the reviews, collect good reviews, and take the bad reviews and filter them off somewhere else so they don't end up on review sites. But you can customize those text messages, and you can see here, just how good you can customize it. We even give you the option, actually, if you don't want to do the coupon thing, like let's say you don't want to offer a discount, you can not offer a discount at all, and you can go straight for the review. So you can have a postcard that still says, hey, we like good reviews, would you please leave us a review? And you could have a separate keyword set up that they text in, like say they text in review, and it'll take them through the process of getting that good review. So you literally just fill in each thing, prompt the user for their name, ask them if they'd recommend your services, and you fill out the script, and basically, I'll show you the second page too of the script. Fill in your review site, which site you want to get the good reviews. You can swap that out at any time too. So let's say right now you want to focus on Yelp, you put in their Yelp listing. Let's say a month from now you want to focus on Google, pop in their Google listing there, and it does all of the hard work for you after that. So literally, like that, you never have to touch it again. So who here would like to see kind of a real walkthrough of this? Someone's asking, what's Twilio? Twilio is basically a site that sells phone numbers because every time you sign a new business owner up, you're going to want a separate phone number for you to give to them so that they can have their customers text in the discount code. Okay, cool. I'm seeing a lot of people want to see a walkthrough. So because of the sensitive Twilio information, because it has my API key in it, I'm going to do it this way so that I can blur it out. So let me know if you guys can't hear it, but you should be able to hear it okay. All right, guys, so let me give you a rundown of RepGuardian software platform and everything that, kind of how it works, basically. So first off, you can see this beautiful dashboard where everything is listed right in front of you, and you'll be able to see, how many people left testimonials, how many respondents you had, how many coupons were requested, what directories have been used for the testimonials. So it'll start to show. We don't have much data in this particular client's account right now, but you'll see stuff will start to fill out. You'll get to see how many testimonials were actually, or what testimonials were actually left. And if they start leaving complaints, you'll see what the complaints were. So that's pretty cool to be able to see all of that stuff. And you can swap in between your different clients right here. Right now, we only have one client on this account. So I want to show you how to actually set up an account. And of course, I'm going to blur some stuff out here. So I'm going to go to the Accounts tab. And you start off inside of your RepGuardian account by creating a new account because, when you get a new client, that's what you do. So you come and I'm going to just edit this one rather than adding a new one just so you can see. So I'm going to edit Bob's Diner to show you what it looks like. So essentially, we've got all these different fields here. Most of them are optional. The main ones are you want to enter in the client's name, so Bob's Diner, and you want to enter in the Twilio account SID, Twilio authorization token, and the Twilio phone number. And those are right inside of your Twilio account. We've got training videos right here that when you click on them, it's 3 training videos that walk you through the setup of this process. It's going to take you like 15 minutes to get this set up. It's very, very quick. We've made it really efficient. From there, you can fill in all this optional info if you want about your client, but you don't have to, and then you're going to save that. And basically, what's going to happen is when we come back now to the dashboard, Bob's Diner will show up here or whatever new account you added in. And from that point, we can come under this tab here where it says Options and click Setup. And inside of the Setup is where we can add. Looks like the video bugged out on me. Sorry about that, guys. Give me 1 second. I'm going to try to fix that for you. Everything for the text messages. So the exact script that... Can you guys see the video again? Let me know if you see a blank screen or the video. No? Okay. 1 second. There's a bug with GoToWebinar, and this happens to me once in a while, and I'm not sure why. What do you guys see now? Software? Okay, great. Awesome. Let me see if it'll go back to where it was. All right, guys, so let me get to say, so you can pick what you want your coupon keyword to be. So like I said, I wanted mine to be 10 off. So someone texts in the keyword 10 off to my phone number, the Twilio phone number. And from there, they start going into the script. And, right away, they're going to get hit with, well, please show this to your server to get that 10% off. And then I set the script to wait 5 minutes before going forward. And after that, it's going to go, thanks again for stopping by today. What's your name? They'll respond with their name, and the system will address them by name. It'll say, Paul, thank you for your visit today. Would you recommend us? Text yes or no. Based on their response, this is where the whole review filtering in the portal comes into play. It's going to respond a different way. So if they say yes, it's going to say, could you please text me your favorite part about our restaurant? And they're going to say something back. This is where we're trying to get the testimonial from them. And then after they text in their testimonial, we're going to say, thank you so much for your testimonial. It would mean the world to us if you could copy and paste it online at the following review site. Now you notice that we have these short codes in here. We had it for the name because it's going to recognize the name and address them by name. And we have it here for the review site. Why do we do that? Well, because you can scroll down here and you can literally swap in any review site you want. So if you want this to be Yelp, you can put it to Yelp. If you want it to be Merchant Circle, you can put Merchant Circle. If you want it to be Health Grades, it can be Health Grades. If you want it to be Google My Business, it can be Google My Business, and you can swap it out at any time. So that's pretty cool. So that's what we do. And if they said no to this response here, that they wouldn't recommend us, well, we don't want them going to a review site and leaving us a bad review. So instead, we say, we're so sorry that you didn't have a good experience. Would you text us what happened? And then when they text us what happened, we say, what can we do to make this better next time? And when they text us back that, we're going to apologize. We're going to give them a link to an apology video. So again, you'll notice this apology video URL shortcode. This is cool because you can literally upload a video to, YouTube or something like that, link them to somewhere where they can watch the video and just say, hey, please watch this quick video we made for you. And it can be a video that you have the owner shoot on a cell phone, or you could make it on Fiverr or Animoto. And you could just say, sorry, we're sorry that it didn't work out, and we care about our customers, and, we're going to do better next time. Or maybe you want to give some sort of gift or something like that, or a coupon, anything you want to do. But the apology link is down here for that. So pretty straightforward stuff, guys. And that's just like a little quick walkthrough. You'll notice there's a spot for a dashboard logo. You can actually upload a logo of your company, and it'll show up on the dashboard right here underneath where it says the month. So that's pretty cool as well. All right, guys, so there you have it. That's kind of the quick walkthrough of it, and it's a pretty awesome system if I do say so myself. I see a lot of questions coming in. Don't worry, I'll do some Q&A as well. One question I'll answer right off the bat is people are asking, can I use it on this review site? Can I use it on that one? I see John asked specifically about Facebook. And the answer is yes, because you're simply taking it and you're linking it. So you can push them to whatever review site you want. That's the beauty of it. We've tailored it so that it's totally customizable. You customize the script how you want. So Rep Guardian does all of the work while you sit back and collect $1,000 a month from Bob or whoever your client is or whatever you want to charge and look like a total rock star in the process. So are you guys seeing that on the screen? Did my slide switch? I just want to make sure we're good after we had some screen trouble there. Okay, good. So how much would this be worth to you if you landed just one client? Let me know in the chat box. If you landed just one client, how much would this be worth to you? And of course, it's going to depend on what you bill the client. If you decide on $500 or $1,000 a month, that's what it's going to be worth to you. You figure a year, if you keep the client for a year, if you're billing $1,000 a month, that's $12,000, right? Well, think about this. Imagine if you landed just one client each month. So not just one client, but one client each month. And I'm pretty sure everyone here can put in the work to make that happen, right? Who here can put in the work to land one client a month? Just give me some twos in the chat box, because I think everyone will agree that they can put in the work to at least do that. Okay, so how much would Rep Guardian be worth to you then, right? It's pretty much priceless. So you can see why when we take this to the webinar circuit, we're going to put this at $997 a year. So when we go and we seek affiliates to run this with us on the webinar circuit, that's what we're anticipating the pricing being. But you guys aren't going to pay that, of course, because you're part of my tribe. I want to hook you up with an insane deal on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up what's called a charter membership, because I want to let you guys in first before anyone else gets in. I want you guys to get in there, start your businesses up, play with it, or add this onto your existing business. And I want you to be able to do it for a really reasonable fee. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to significantly lower that yearly charge to pretty much nothing. It's going to be very minimal, not nothing, but it's going to be minimal. It's going to be enough where we're able to maintain the software and keep things going. But we are going to also drop the initial fee as well. So what we're going to do for you guys today is we're going to get this charter membership open for $497 startup fee. That's a one-time fee that you pay today. And then there's nothing else due until a year from now. A year from now, you'll pay $97 to keep the software running. That's like the maintenance fee. So like I said, I'm keeping it very, very low, very, very minimal, so that we're able to maintain and, keep things going with it. That's not due. That $97 is not due until a year from now. There's no contracts on it. So if you decide you don't want to use the software anymore, you can cancel that yearly. Not a big deal. So you're going to be able to get in on an awesome price. And I'm also going to hook you up with some awesome bonuses as well. So stick around for that. But if you know that you want in right now and you just want to go and get access to it, you can go ahead right now to pauljames.com/repguardian. And I will put that in the chat box quickly. Popping out a PowerPoint, because every time I click on go to webinar, when I'm in PowerPoint, for some reason it flicks off the screen. So there it is. If you want in right now and you've seen enough and you just know this is for you, then awesome. Otherwise, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share some fast action bonuses with you that I'm going to do. And I'm also going to talk about questions and answers that you guys might have. So I know there was a lot of questions coming in. So the first thing I'm going to do is for the first 25 buyers, I showed you guys those postcard templates, right? And we looked on Upwork. You saw, graphic designers typically run $30 to $40 an hour. But what I've done is we've got pre-designed templates that you can use. There's some in different niches. There's some generic ones. And we got 8 done for you templates. Valued this at around $200 based on, the cost of what it would be to hire a designer. and you can literally just go and swap in your customers' information into them, and they're already designed. So for the first 25 buyers, you're going to get that as a bonus when you pick it up. So if you know this is for you and you don't want to miss out on that, I would highly recommend you jump on it. This is just an example of what one of the postcards look like. So if you're working with someone who wants to run a discount like 10% off, you would hand out this postcard. You would put in your customer's code, whatever keyword you pick out, and their Twilio phone number here, and then it's all set up for them. So it's pretty awesome. I'm going to also do another bonus as well. The second bonus I'm going to do is client getting training, and I'm going to give you access to my Reputation Management Sales Academy. And for the first 25 buyers, this is a $97 value. That's what I sell this for. I'm going to let you in 100% free if you're one of the first 25 buyers. What this is it's a series of videos that walk you through some different prospecting methods to get business owners' attention so that you can actually sell this service to them. So I'm going to do that for the first 25 buyers. Head to pauljames.com/repguardian. Again, don't wait. There's a lot of people on the call. So if you already know that you want in on this, please go ahead and grab it right now before someone else takes your spot, because there's a lot of people on the call today. And then bonus number 3, the third final bonus, is my best-selling reputation management course that sells for $200. You can see we've had almost 2,500 students in this one, and it's got a really good rating as well. And for the first 25 buyers, guys, you're going to get access to this too. Now, you don't have to do any SEO for the text message route, but if you want to add an upsell service to your clients, if they have a different situation going on where they need reputation management SEO, this is an awesome bonus too. And you can make a lot more money with this as well, which is great. So it's pretty awesome. Guys, go ahead and take action on it. pauljames.com/repguardian. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and answer questions. Also run you through the guarantee. We have a solid guarantee. I'm so confident in RepGuardian and know that when you use it, you'll love it and it will work perfectly. We've tested this thing out. Of course, if you do find something wrong with it, you come into it, you find a bug or something like that, and you're within 30 days, just let me know, reach out to me. If we're unable to fix that bug, I'll issue you a full refund, but I'm super confident that we'll, get all the kinks worked out if you find anything. This is something we want to be around for a long time. This is, a serious business that we want to run. We've got that, the maintenance fee on it. We're going to keep this software running. But if you decide 8 months from now or at any time that you don't want to use the software anymore, that's fine. You can cancel your yearly subscription and close your account. There's no contract or long-term commitment, but we know you won't want to cancel it. The only way you'll want to cancel it is if you're not using it. And, you should be using it. You should be going out there and grabbing a client, and just landing one client is going to way overpay for what you pay for RepGuardian today. So you're going to need to email support to claim those 3 bonuses. So what you want to do is send an email to me after you purchase at paul@pauljames.com and give me 24 to 48 hours to respond and get you those bonuses. But the access to the software and to the training for the software to get everything set up, you can get that set up tonight. You can get that set up right away. So there's about a 5-minute delay from the time that you check out to the time you're sent access to the software. So please be aware of that. It takes a little bit for our system to recognize that you purchased. But then from that point, you're good to go. It's going to send you the info and you're in. So I see we've got a lot of people in already. Awesome, guys. So excited for you. We still have fast action spots left. And in the meantime, I'm going to answer some questions. So let's go ahead and do some questions. I'm going to have to stop my screen here because I just clicked on it. And of course, GoToWebinar likes to do this to me every time. Okay, let's close out of that. Okay, hopefully you guys can see the Q&A thing now. I'm going to post this link inside of the chat box again for you. And Liam is in. Liam, congratulations. Make sure you hit me up for your bonuses. Yeah, Daniel, I just did the demo on the account here, so you just saw that today on the webinar. What cost do you have outside the software for Twilio? That's a good question. So Twilio runs you about $1 per month for a phone number. So it's very, very affordable, and I'm trying to look up what they charge you per text message. It's really cheap. I don't know off the top of my head. Let's see. Price per text message with Twilio is, you can look this up online too, it's not secret. So this is it. It's 0.0075. So ridiculously cheap for text messages. So very, very affordable. Someone's asking a question about a different product. Do we need to? I'm not going to answer the question about a different product. You'll have to ask the support desk for that. But if you're asking if this fits good with Maps Mentor, absolutely, because with Maps Mentor, you know, the map pack relies on good reviews coming in. So absolutely it fits in well with it. What would be the first steps after purchasing? The first steps would be to go in and set up your account with RepGuardian, which you'll be emailed the link to do that as soon as you purchase. It takes about 5 minutes. From that point, it would be to set up your client's account if you have a client already in mind. Like I said, this is a great add-on service. If you're starting a new business and you don't have a client, then you probably want to go through my client getting training, or just go out there and get a client based on what we talked about today. I mean, guys, we just covered a really great strategy here with this short code. I hope you, or with this search query, I hope you guys wrote it down. If not, write this down. You can literally pull all the listings here on Yelp that have bad reviews, and you can start reaching out to these business owners, showing them their bad review and offering to help them fix their reputation. And from that point, you'd create the client inside of your RepGuardian account. You'd go into Twilio, purchase a phone number for them for $1, set it up, and then set up your script. Customize your script for how you want it to, you know, how you want it to go. So just like we showed in the video, in the demo. Keep asking questions, guys. I'm going to keep going through. I'm going to keep answering them. We still have some fast action spots available. We've got a lot of people in already, but we still have some spots available. So if you're on the fence, let's go back to the link. If you're waiting, I don't want you to miss out on this. There it is. Again, it's $497, and that's a one-time startup fee. And then after that, your $97 a year payment isn't due for a year from now. That covers your first year. So you're in the clear, ready to make money right there and then. And then if you ever decide you don't want to use the software, which I don't know why you would. I don't know why you would not want to use the software unless, of course, you didn't take action and didn't, you know, do anything with it. But if you're actually serious about starting a business, guys, and you're out there landing clients, this is something that you're going to use for the rest of your career. This is something that is going to be useful for you. So, you know, $97 is a killer deal, because when we raise the price to this to the $997 a year, you're going to be saving a significant amount of money. Let's see. Does the address you put in the system have to match their Google listing? Nope. You can put any address inside of the RepGuardian system you want. That's really for your records only. It doesn't matter for anything else. Okay, I'm just going through more questions. Someone says, at least we can see this is live. Yeah, absolutely. There's been some technical glitches with GoToWebinar. I don't know why, but for some reason, every time I click on the chat box and I'm inside of PowerPoint, it like just messes up my whole screen. But what can you do, right? I'm just going through more questions, guys, and we still have some bonus spots left. So don't sit on the fence on this and sleep on that and miss out on those bonuses. Javier asked a good question. He says, does the customer have access to the dashboard or a summary of information? So he's referring to this spot right here. Yes, actually, you can, under the account tab, you can create a user login for them to have access to this stuff, which is why we gave you the option to put in your company logo, which will show up under this dashboard spot if you put one in. So they can actually log in and see, you know, what complaints they got, if they got any. They'll see how many people requested coupons, how many people responded to them asking to leave a testimonial, how many actually left a testimonial, what directories were used. So yeah, all that stuff shows up, and you can give the customer their own login so that they can just see their account, which is really cool. That's a really good question. Someone says, so is this only for the US? No, because Twilio covers everywhere, as far as I know. You can go in and look, but Twilio has a lot of countries. I don't know exactly how many, but I think they cover pretty much everywhere, to be honest. So here, coverage. So you can search which country. There's tons of them. 22 in Europe, 18 countries in Asia. So just go through the countries tab, and if your country is listed there, it'll work for you. Someone says there's going to be a replay. Yeah, there will be a replay. I can't guarantee whether there'll be any fast action bonuses left by then or not. So, you know, if you're sitting on the fence and you're thinking about this and you're like, I'm not sure, you know, that's kind of really the main thing is the fast action. And of course we will be shutting down the special pricing too, but the main thing is the fast action bonus as of right now. How do you get their number? You get the number inside of Twilio. And like I said, there's a training tab here. It's literally 3 videos that help you set up the software. So it's 3 videos, takes you about 15 minutes, and I go through and show you how to set up the Twilio and tie it in with RepGuardian. So very, very simple and fast to do. You'll have it set up very, very quickly. Very easy to use. Awesome. I'm going to just scroll down and look for more questions. Can I show what review sites a medical practice could use for good reviews? Yeah. So one that I actually mentioned is called HealthGrades, healthgrades.com. And this is a site that a lot of people use when they're looking for doctors. So, you know, if you have a doctor in here, I don't know, let's just search family medicine near Milwaukee, Wisconsin. You know, let's say this is your client, then you would want to push people here. See where there's a star rating to write a review? This is where you'd want to push people to leave the review then. So it really works well for any niche, guys, whether you're working with physicians, whether you're working with restaurants, whether you're working with hotels. That's the beauty of it. It's very, very flexible. That's a good question. Let's see. Yes, Eric, absolutely. I mean, like I said, there's just such a big market for this, and the potential is huge. If we look at these stats again, just going to go back to look at the stats. Right here, 90% of people say online reviews influence their purchase decision. So, you know, people would be really stupid to not want to fix it. Let's see. Just going through more questions. Yes, this can be used in Canada. The review can only go to one site at a time. Kate is asking if it can go to multiple sites at a time. The reason why we didn't have it go to multiple sites at a time is because, you know, we thought it would be too much to ask of someone, and we don't want to ruin our chances of getting them to leave the review at all. So if you need to work on another site, then you'll just want to go in. Again, there was a spot to swap it out. I'll show you again right here on this page, I think it is. No, it's on this page. You just come in here, and where it says review site, if you decide their Yelp listing is doing good now and you want to switch it to a different site, then just pop in there and switch it to a different site. So that's the way we set it up, just because that's really the most realistic way based on my experience. Okay, what if I have a website in my local country besides Google or Facebook? Yes, it works with any website, guys. So you literally just take the link to their profile to where they would go to leave a review online, and you take that link and you pop it in here. So it literally works with any website. It doesn't matter. It's not based on the website at all. Liam says training videos to use the software. Yep, like I said, there's 3 training videos that are very straightforward on how to use the software. And like I said, you'll be set up within 15 minutes. And if you're part of the fast action bonuses, you're going to also be getting access to the client getting training. And we still have spots left, by the way, not many, so don't wait. We still have spots left for that, though, so you'll learn how to get clients. And then also the SEO course, the Reputation Management SEO course, which I've had 25 students enroll in. Got great reviews on it. It's one of my top selling courses. I'm going to give you access to that as well. And this is more like an add-on service that you can charge people for. Sometimes you get services where you want to out SEO things, and that's a scenario where you would use that course. Let's see. No, this is not Facebook Messenger. This is text messaging. So like when you text one of your friends. All right. Yes, the webinar, someone asked, is the webinar over? Did I miss it? Yeah, you're coming in at the end of the webinar. We'll definitely have a replay though. So the URL goes where? The URL that you want to send them to. So like, let's say you want to send them to this page to leave a review. You would grab the URL here, you would copy it, and then you would go into the software under the setup tab right here where it says review site link, and that's where you would put it. You would put that right here. Can I use Rep Guardian with my local directory website in my country like travelloca.com? Yes, any website, any website. What kind of industries could this work for? This works good for pretty much any industry that, you know, has an online reputation. So all industries really. I really like the restaurant industry. I really like the hotel industry. Any type of skilled trade industries are great. Winnie, yes. These courses in the bonuses, if you take action now, like the client getting training, this is tailored for beginners. This is tailored for people who aren't sure how to go out there and get a client. So, you know, if you're new and you're starting off, this is going to be a good place to jump in and start. Absolutely. We don't have any free access, Daniel. This is the best deal that we will have this software at right now. And like I said, once we finish off this charter membership and fill it, we're going to raise the price to $9.97 a year. You can add in your own logo, which will show up right over here. No one is able to purchase this either. This is only by private invite only. So if they were to go to repguardian.net, they will not see nothing. There's nothing to go to. They won't be able to purchase or anything. The only way that anyone's able to come into the software is if they're on my webinar right now that you're on. So unless they're on one of my webinars, there's no way anyone is being allowed in or allowed access. So that's kind of the beauty of it. And by the way, you don't have to give customers access to your dashboard if you don't want. You can keep that totally to yourself and just leave it be. But it's a nice feature if you want people to come in and kind of see what's going on. They can. So they can kind of see how many reviews you've gotten. Or if you want to just send them a report, you can do that too. And take a screenshot of this and send them a screenshot of the dashboard as well. And like I said, you can add in your company logo right here. So that will look good as well. So yeah, this is the reporting right here. Do I suggest that you send this screenshot to your client every month? It's not a bad idea. So what you can do is you can literally pop your logo in there and then just screenshot this and send that to your client. Yep, so if you set them up a login, it will be for their account only. They won't see any of your other customers' accounts. They will literally only see their account, Bob's Diner. So I'll actually show you. So if I add a new account here, right here, the username and password, this is only for them. No one else can see it. So that's what you'd give to your customer. It's totally separate from your account. They can't see any of your other clients. It's only for them. Yep, so they'll see all the work you're doing for them. They'll see how many reviews you've gotten, how many coupons have been requested. They can even see their complaints as they start to come in here. So yeah, it's a great feature. It's awesome. Any other questions, guys, before we wrap up? We do still have some spots left for the fast action bonuses, not many. But if there's not any more questions, we'll go ahead and wrap up here. I'll do my best to get a replay out to you, probably even tonight yet. Yeah, under the account tab is where you can see all of your clients, Dale. And actually you can see it on the drop down here. Now this account is a demo account that we set up for the purpose of this webinar. So right now we only have Bob's Diner in here, but if we had other clients, it would show up right here under this drop down. So we can access each client's dashboard right here. So if we have Harry's Plumbing, then we would select Harry's Plumbing and it would show how many testimonials they got, how many coupons they requested. The way we get the phone number is the postcard, so we buy and send generic ones to our client. Yeah, so if you're one of the first fast action takers, you're going to get the postcard templates that look something like this. And all you're going to do is you're going to come in here and set up your code, whatever code you choose. So I chose the code 10 off, for example, and then you paste in the Twilio number for that client. And that's it. Then you print these off. I give you a video that shows how to edit these postcards along with this bonus. And I also show you who I use to print them and how to order them. And it's very affordable. It's like $50 to order like 1,000 of them. So it's very, very affordable. And you can pass that cost off to the client. Who sends a coupon? It's sent automatically through the system, through the Rep Guardian system. So we normally just put something like, thank you for stopping in today. Show the phone to the waitress right now to get 10% off. Yes, it works in Canada. It works anywhere where Twilio works. So if you want to go on Twilio and go to SMS/coverage and you can search your country to see if it's in here, most likely it is, it'll work. Deborah's asking if we have the client's phone number. Can we use that instead? No, you have to purchase a new Twilio account phone number. So it's $1 a month for the Twilio phone number, and that number is going to be dedicated solely to having people text in that coupon code and getting the reviews in, and doing the review filter. Jay, you'll want to put something in the text back that says show this code to your waitress to get your 10% off. Adam says, just arrived. Will there be a replay? Yes, absolutely. JC says about the demo video. I'll try to send a demo video out, the one that I used in this presentation. I'll try to send an email out with that so that you can use that. That's a good question. Definitely. I will send out the same one that you saw here on the webinar today. I'll go ahead and shoot that out in an email. Deborah says, if they rate you poorly, do they still get the coupon? Well, here's the thing, Deborah. We're using the law of reciprocity. And the law of reciprocity is when you do something for someone, they're going to feel obligated to do something for you. So we're bribing them with a coupon initially. That's how we're getting them into the reputation review funnel in the first place. So they're opting into this because they want the 10% off coupon. So then we set the delay to, 5 minutes, 30 minutes. You can set it to a day if you want. And then they're getting texted later on, maybe a half hour later saying, hey, what's your name? Would you mind telling us, what you liked about your visit today? Would you leave us a testimonial? And the law of reciprocity, they're going to go, wow, this was a really nice restaurant. They just gave me 10% off my bill. That was a great offer. I'm going to leave them a good review. So that's why this method works so well. It can happen all at the restaurant. Yeah, Jay, it can happen at the establishment. If you want to set it to delay a day, that's up to you. You can set it to delay however you want. Under the setup tab, you see where it says send I'll try to make it even bigger too so you can see it. Do you see where it says send the survey at the selected time interval after the customer receives the coupon? You can set that for 5 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, or 1 day. So if you don't want it to send till the next day, then you can set it to 1 day. If you want to send in 5 minutes while they're at the restaurant eating, you can do that too. It's really preference. I like to set it at about 30 minutes. Well, it's still fresh in their mind, but they're not still gabbing at the table. All right, guys, any more questions before we wrap up? Don't miss out on the fast action bonuses, guys. Again, you'll have to email me for those. You'll get instant access to the software. It takes about 5 minutes, but you'll get that email to create your account. And then you'll have to email me to claim those bonuses because the bonuses are super valuable. No, Jay, not at this time. All right, guys, thanks again for stopping by. I appreciate your time today, and I'll get that replay out to you ASAP. Take care.